what stops me from going out and killing people and doing bad things that other humans have done? And the answer to that question is the fact that I'm not there with a crowbar or some other instrument of destruction. And now the reason I say that is because there are a lot of bad people out there. And, a lot of bad people kill people all the time. And I'm fucking sick of it. I like it. It boils my blood whenever I hear about an innocent person being killed. I have to suppress my emotions, against that person. And I always wish that I had been there so that I could, take these bad people out before they commit said crimes, and in doing so, prevent possible future crimes. Just today, I heard about this stoning on the news, and that really pissed me off. See, now, when I see that, I imagine myself with a shotgun shooting these guys so that they cannot kill this innocent girl. And, there's a bit of hypocrisy in that, at first glance. Because they're killing this girl, I'm killing these guys. But, the reason I would want to do that is because there's a very functional reason behind it. I mean, these kind of people, and excuse me for polarizing a little bit when I usually tend not to, but these kind of people capable of doing this and allowing this to happen and facilitating it are monsters, and are the scourge of the earth, and they're very deserving of being wiped out completely. We don't need people like that around. They need to be gotten rid of, because all they will do is kill more people. I mean, someone who, if someone can kill someone like that, if someone can have that kind of bias, to kill someone because of their beliefs, then I think they should be gotten rid of, because it's very functional. Now, where this would be different for someone who is killing a person, who intends to kill a person, or is in the act of killing someone, is that it would have to be non-bias. You gotta look at it on an individual basis. Now, basically, what I'm describing is sort of taking the law into your own hands, or acting as a entity of justice. I mean, you absolutely cannot be biased and vengeful, and you can't act upon your own reasons. You have to call upon a higher moral in deciding what should happen. What I've been tackling recently is if I actually had the ability to always be around in the right circumstances for me to prevent said murder by murdering. Is that the right thing to do? Because the question has been posed: what gives any person the right to take the life of another person, even if that person has also killed someone? Because, I mean, there's no real solid reasoning behind, I need to kill this guy. I mean, you don't know if this guy's going to regret it tomorrow, if he's going to feel really broken up about it. You don't know if he has kids. You don't know if he, plays some other important role in society which otherwise would help, people. And on a greater level, it's not even that. He could be the most evilest fucktard in the world, but what gives you the right to kill him? What gives you a good person? How can you, as a good person, kill that person? What gives you the right, type thing? So that's the thing I've been dealing with, and on a hypothetical basis. And I think the answer to that is a crowbar to the kneecaps, because then they don't die, and the murder is prevented. So yeah, I think that, in fact, I like that a lot. Some sort of event in which you horrifically and non-mortally hurt people who are about to commit atrocious crimes is perfectly moral in my book, and I think it's immoral not to do anything, when you see an injustice happening. I think there's even a verse in the Bible that says as much, that I can somewhat paraphrase, and I don't have command of what exactly that verse is, but it's pretty much, it says, the only thing more worse than evil men is a good man that stands by as, an evil deed occurs and does nothing. And I agree with that wholeheartedly. So, I mean, if you, as a person, ever witness, some kind of, moral injustice happening, which, involves someone being hurt or possibly being killed, I strongly encourage you to intervene with as much force as, is necessary to prevent said horrific act from happening. And just remember to concentrate on the kneecaps. If you want to keep it morally clean, then don't do any killing. Just do it in a defensive way. Help the person that is in trouble, and don't kill the other guy. Let the law deal with him. I mean, that's the most legally safe way to do it too. So, sounds pretty good to me. Wanting to kill people, I shouldn't want to do that. I should just want to bust their kneecaps. I think that's the most morally sound option. But I mean, I'd make a good serial killer. I mean, check out my Unabomber outfit right here. It's pretty fucking sweet, right? I would, however, be completely morally opposed to, eating someone's liver with a side of Chianti and fava beans. And hence, this is actually Merlot and not Chianti. And also, I'm not eating a human liver. So when I hear of these atrocious injustices, I often fancy killing the perpetrator. But I guess that's not the right thing to do. The right thing to do would be to beat them into a bloody pulp that is going to survive said beating. That's the most morally sound option, I think. And then maybe they'll learn a fucking lesson, I think this is very notable. I think that a very, very small number of people are capable of being able to determine who is deserving of said beatings. I wouldn't recommend tallying. If you're gonna go around and tally the things people do and be like, oh, that the guy deserves 3 punches in the face. See, that's when you're taking it too far. I'm talking about in the circumstance. If you see someone getting beat up on the street, intervene and punch the aggressor in the face. Prevent that shit from happening. But I mean, there's a very easy way for that stuff to get too far, and I think that there are very few people that could actually handle making sound moral decisions like that and actually make them on an acceptable level. And I've done a lot of thinking about that so that I could have the kind of mindset that would, maybe have the ability to do that. But is that really right? I mean, if I could be wherever I wanted, whenever I wanted, to stop these kinds of circumstances, would that be the right thing to do? I mean, that's always a lingering question. And actually, I'm a film student. And many, I like to write. My favorite thing is the script writing part. I'm especially all about the stories. And a lot of my main stories have to do with, the concept of justice and what is justice. I mean, it's mainly a struggle between being a kind of rogue cop that stops and kills bad people from, doing the bad things that they do, or being merciful and just saving people and not taking the punishment of the bad person in your own hands. I mean, it's really a tricky line. I mean, if I could be wherever I wanted to be, I mean, would I just save the innocent or would I kill the bad? I mean, there's a lack of sympathy on behalf of the victims when all you're doing is killing the bad people. I mean, there's a little bit of a lack of sympathy, I suppose. Not an entire lack of sympathy, but I mean, one would definitely have more sympathy if they simply saved the person and comforted them, rather than just killing the person that was doing the problem. Maybe both have their place, but I mean, I don't think there's any real answer to that. But that's why I write those kinds of stories, because I want to facilitate that kind of thought process in people, bring them to question, their morals on that kind of issue.